people, it's the golden hour. Oh, I am telling you, it has been a week, the last 2 weeks, just trying to catch up, trying to get back into the swing of things. You know, have you ever been in a place, in a space where you're I wouldn't even attempting something, but you're just doing something a little bit different, and you just have to get back into the swing of things? Well, that's where I am right now. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, and sometimes it takes a while. It takes a while, and it's just like, oh man. The best thing I'm saying right now, or I'm seeing for me, is just to stay ahead of the game. Stay ahead of the game. Can't do this last minute thing. Can't do that. I can't do that anymore. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about giving up. Sometimes when you choose to give up, you choose. Or some people say, well, you have no other choice. But when you choose to do that, it creates a mess. It's like the cards come tumbling. It's like a house of cards, right? And it just all comes tumbling down. So, in other words, it's not worth even trying to give up. Whether it's a business, whether it's something new that you're doing, because you are going to experience some form of failure. Absolutely, you are. That is going to happen. And so that's not a big deal. Tell me about it, right? Yeah, right. But it does happen where going through some things, and it's supposed to happen. You learn, you become wiser. That is true. So if there's such a thing as failure, because I'm talking about when you give up, it creates chaos. It does. Oh my goodness, it does. Because sooner or later, you're going to have to do it again. Whether it's a year from now, 10 years from now, it is going to happen. That is, what do they call it? Some people call it Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. Or it's just life. It's just life. So even if there's something that you're thinking about doing, you've done it before, and you're at the place in the space right now, you're probably saying, you know what, let me try one more time. Try. Don't give up. Don't give up. The little engine that could, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't. Just needed to hear that today. Don't. Take a break. Pause. And even if it didn't work that time, you try again. And hopefully you learn something from the first time. And sometimes too, a lot of us have to go through that in order for you to get what it is that you want, you are going to fail a little bit. Is there any such thing as failing a little bit? Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in. I'm talking about giving up and how it does create chaos. If in the moment of doing something, and if you've been doing it for a while and you just decide to stop cold turkey, anything that you do, there's going to be some discomfort with it. Sometimes some people withdraw from, I love carbs, right? You just try to do that cold turkey, not a good idea. Not a good idea, right? Anything that it is. And so sometimes you just have to taper off. So yes, when I'm saying that when you give up, giving up creates chaos, it does, because you're trying to stop everything that you started just like that. In the meantime, what I'm thinking, and maybe I can articulate it, what I'm trying to say is this. Before you give up, and if you choose to change directions, that's it. You can choose to change directions, because what will happen? I'm going to tell you something, guys. When you choose to change directions, baby, I'm going to tell you, things can show up in a powerful way for you. It absolutely can. Hopefully, you're still seeing me. You absolutely can. Instead of quitting cold turkey. Hey, what's going on, Sarah? I'm good. I'm good. I am good. Who's that? Carpade? Hey, thanks for checking in. I mean, have you ever been in a place in a space there's something that you're trying decide to give up? Small Rasta. Small Rasta. What am I doing in your car? Why you call yourself a small Rasta? I don't even know if that's a good name, but no disrespect, no disrespect. No disrespect, my youth. Yeah. Hey Richardson, how are you doing here? Michael Jackson or Prince? You know what's so funny? Somebody saw a picture of someone and just text that. Was that Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson or Prince? Let me see. I think I have more Michael Jackson music than I do Prince, but I felt it for both of them when they left, and I believe they were geniuses. You know, back in a long, long time ago when I first saw a 45, I think it was a 45, a Prince, I did not understand him. I couldn't understand his music. I thought his music was loud, but I remember just staring at the picture. It was a record. It was an actual vinyl, you know. So that was it. Hey, everybody, what's going on? You guys are coming in. Consistency is the key. Making up your mind. Something is non-negotiable. That accountability builds discipline. Listen, now we're talking. Now we are talking. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, consistency is the key. Making up mind that something is non-negotiable. That thing that you say that you want, even if you have to shift directions a little bit, it makes a difference, guys. It really does. So who to give up? And failure, how are you going to know that you won anyway? How are you going to know that you are going to fail a few times? And it's a part of the process, right? It's a part of it. It's a part of it. And so, yeah, discipline is key. Yeah. Why could it be Buju or Bounty Killer? Buju or Bounty Killer? Buju or Bounty Killer? Oh man, they're a little bit different. One is, I wouldn't say one is more radical. One is definitely a Rasta. So if it's the Rastaman vibration, it's Buju. If it's you guys want to chat about that, sure. If it's poor people governor, it's definitely Bounty. But they both are. So Buju. I remember when Buju first came. You guys don't know my history, right? It was in radio, and I met quite a few of them. You know who too? Sizzler. I have some pictures when Sizzler just come, just come, Sizzler. if you ever see them pictures there. I used to cover some of those shows, yeah. But Small Rasta fencing for Boring Corporation. Prince singing that song. I tell you, you best be your own Small Rasta. Lord, you're full enough questions today. But yeah, consistency is key, because when you try to give up cold turkey and you're saying, that's it. Oh man, it does, and it's worth it. I'm gonna say it's worth it persevering. It's worth it pushing on through. It's worth it saying, even if I have to pivot, do something a little bit different, it's worth doing that, and it's worth coming to terms with it. It's worth all of that stuff. Because sometimes the bounce back, man, it takes a minute to bounce back. So even if you're thinking about giving up, maybe if you look at it in a different way and you're saying, I'm pivoting. I'm choosing to do something a little bit different at this time because what I was doing or what I chose to do, that was not working. So let's see what I learned from this situation. Luciana Success Systems. How are you? Thank you. I am loving this because the light is coming up. I'm trying to use the golden hour at this particular time. And your girl, I should not be masking, but I gotta hit the books in just a bit. So life is somewhat. Failure is nothing more. Carpeting. Failure is nothing more than data. Absolutely. Use that data to build a better version of yourself. Failure is, it has been my greatest teacher. Never be afraid to fail. At least try. We get in our own way. Oh my gosh. Drop mic, run around the parking lot because you said it. We learn from these so-called failures. We learned who learned how many ways not. Failures like this. How many ways not to, who was it, Edison? Not to invent the light bulb, right? Look up one of his famous quotes. That's how many ways he knew, right? How many ways he knew. That's not the way you make it. So every time, you're right, it is data, because every time you figure something did not work, okay, that's not the way to do it. As we would say in the Caribbean, rewind, come again, because that wasn't the way. Consistency absolutely is the key, y'all. Consistency is the key. Because when you start out, you're not going to start out great. Even here on YouTube, our first couple of videos, we're looking all over the place, talking. Some of us still do, but I'm just saying. And they're saying your first 50 videos are going to be crap. They're going to be crap. If you're new to this, it's not going to look that great unless you hired somebody to make it all perfect. But when you start doing this thing by yourself, it is not beautiful, baby. But you're still doing, but you're, just like it was said, it is data. You are getting something from it. Either you're getting your watch hours in, right? We're getting used to you on the platform. So in anything that we do, I can't expect you to, or nor can I expect myself. Let me use myself, for example, to say, hey, that's somebody that what they're doing looks great, and I'm just starting here. No, I can't compare my beginning to their middle or even farther. I can't do that. So sometimes, too, those are things that we have to be patient and extend grace to ourselves. That, hey, I'm starting this. There's something that I'm going to learn, and from my experiences, I will be able to help others with that data. I give you credit for that. Failure is nothing more than data. I am so loving that. It's true. It's true. Oh, my scarf is all over the place, And so, yeah, that's what I was thinking. And when you stop cold turkey, everything, the walls, they come tumbling down. They feel as if they're closing in on you. And so I believe that it's best that one can have a conversation with oneself and say, you know what? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You can say that to yourself. I can't guarantee you that it is, but when we say it is well, that gives you a moment to just breathe. It gives you a moment to pull back a little bit, because this failure thing, we so need it. We need that. Some people are expecting everything to be perfect. And that's why they're saying when you're on social media, don't believe everything. Every selfie that I took like 4 selfies in order for me to even put up that thumbnail. 4 of them, I'm like, this, that way, no. My head looks this way, my head looks that. Click, one thing, click, and I'm done. That's it. Snapchat sniper, she like the food a lot. Like what kind of food, mate? So, it happened. So even when you, and I'm telling you, I just believe our creator has a sense of humor. we have a sense of humor, because I'm attempting to do something I started almost 20 years ago. And I'm just like, what? It was so funny. Even the branding of this particular company or organization, whatever, it's the same. I'm like, you funny. You're funny. Yay. So had I done it then or now, it's the same thing. So many people who are procrastinating or putting things off, I have to take some of my own medicine too, because even when I'm telling my clients, it doesn't matter if you do it now or you do it later. An hour later, doesn't matter. You're going to go through some things. You are going to, the newness of something, you are going to go through it. So thinking that you're putting things on the shelf and that you're not going to revisit it, it doesn't work like that. Our creator, the way that we were created, it's the law of reciprocity. We are in all of that. We're living in this ecosystem. We're living here. That what goes around comes around. Some of you youngins might not. You might just hear that what goes around comes around. But you live long enough, you're gonna see it. You are going to figure it out. Thank you guys for being here. Double tap the screen if you so wish. Give me a thumbs up on this one, because I'm deep here. I'm deep in thought. So if you're going to do it anyway. Do it best that you can. And try. Keep trying. You start the first, if it's a book or something you need to read, or something you need to do, the first couple of minutes may be uncomfortable, but the more that you do it, the more that you decide to push on through, you're going to see that it is possible. And you got to tell yourself that. You've got to tell yourself that. You got to see yourself that you've already completed it. So failure, as they say, it's a way to collect data. Quitting can cause chaos, because guess what? It's going to fall in. It's going to fall in like this, like a deck of cards, a house of cards it is. But if you get your mind right, conversations that you're having with yourself, the things that you are choosing to believe and showing up, that yes, the failure is data, and that because I don't want chaos in my life, I am choosing to pivot. I'm choosing to pull back a little bit. I'm choosing to see what worked and what didn't. And then I can revisit it at another time. It's not about stopping that to go do something again, and again. And what it is that you're doing, you are going to go through some bumps in the road. So if there's anything that I can tell you, if there's any way that I can encourage you, as I encourage myself, is that don't give up. Choose to have a conversation with you and how you're deciding to look at this. Just pull yourself away from the situation. And it's good to have wise counsel around you, to have good people who can support you, good people who can listen, and when to say when. Some people say, well, I've been doing this thing and I'm going to do it this way and it's my way or the highway, or if not, sometimes you just may have to revisit things and approach it from a different level. So yeah, quitting cold turkey can cause chaos. But as someone said before, that failure is data, and you come back and you analyze it. You look at it. We look at our Facebook here, or what is this, YouTube. We're looking at our analytics. How are things looking up? Where are the people coming from? By the way, where are you guys watching from? Are you choosing to give a thumbs up? Or are you just listening to me? Is that oh, I thought that was a dog in the car next to me. Somebody taking a nap. You see all these people who are living in their cars. Why am I whispering? But anyway, guys, I'm not going to stay too long. No, I'm not going to stay too long. I'm going to end this because I want you to come back and listen to this. Yeah, failure is, you can collect all of that information, see what worked, what didn't, and how else you can show up in a powerful way, how you can take that information. You can even help somebody with the mistakes that you've made. They are going to make their own mistakes. But if you can have me cut what I'm doing in half because of some mistakes that you made and you learned from it, that's absolutely valuable. That is valuable information. Thank you so much. Working out in the garage, trying to make the most of my time, multitasking. Carb Diem 8714. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. But I got some things to do. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to I have some reading and some other things. But thank you for that. It's data. How do I use it? How can I make my life better? How can I make the lives of other people better with the information that I have? And in actuality, that's how a lot of consultants are born. A lot of entrepreneurs, people always will think, well, yeah, but you'll say, well, I don't want to learn from somebody who didn't listen. Somebody who made all the mistakes and spent all the money to save you a lot of time, especially if they have integrity and they're good at what they're doing. And you do it long enough and you're seeing that, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing that. And also, too, with failure, sometimes we're taking on roles. I've seen that with a lot of entrepreneurs. Thank you so much. I see a lot of entrepreneurs who take on roles in their businesses that they should not be doing. For me, I love talking to people. I am the marketer. I will market the heck out of something or for somebody else. I love doing that because that doesn't even seem like work to me. So if you are starting a bit, you got to find out what are your strengths. Let's get into it now. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What is it that you are good at? Not that you don't know anything about your company and your business. That's not what I'm saying. But you find out what works well for you. And they're saying what? If you love what you're doing, you will never work another day in your life. And sometimes we wait too long to figure that out. Yeah, we wait too long to figure that out, that, hey, what if I chose to do what I really love? What is that thing that you really, 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 really want to do? What would make you differently in the world? Because the first thing people will say, well, if I can't make money from it. Hey, wait a minute. We haven't even done the work yet. We haven't even done the work to see, why are you doing this thing? Whose life is it going to change? How is it going to make this world a better place? Those are the questions. And who need what I have? I'm talking now to my entrepreneurs. Who need what I have? Who's saying you need to quit your job? Because your job is your first investor in your business. Ding, ding, ding. That's the first thing there. And then, so what is your plan? Because I'm going to tell you, when stuff hits the fence, you've got to know your why. I was eating something here. Let's see. Yeah. But you got to know your why. If you don't know your why, the moment sometimes you're going to say, oh God, why am I doing this? Why did I do this? Oh God, why did I do this? All of that will come back to you. So those are the questions. And can it change somewhat? Yes, it can change. So you don't have to get up and quit, but it's to focus on it. They're saying if you focus on that one thing, I think there's a book that's called The One Thing. The One Thing. You guys Google that, you'll fit, right? If you find that thing that you love, and you gotta love it though. Hopefully early enough, you have to find out what is the thing that I love. And it is going to take work. I hear people say, oh, I want to have a home for the elderly. I want to have a senior care home, or I'm going to have a school where I teach LPNs and CNAs, and I'm going to do all of those things. I'm going to teach this. I'm going to do that. Do you really have a passion for it? Because you can have all the passion in the world in it. You got to have that. But if you don't really like it, enough, it doesn't make any sense. Because in moments when the hard time comes, you're gonna really say, "I'm not like being a man. Sure, this is not for me." But by then, you've spent a lot of time, you've spent a lot of money, and you're just like all that energy, and then you have to rewind and come again. Like, why did I even choose to do that? Sometimes, and sometimes too, guys, in life, you are going to. I remember there was something that I wanted to do some years ago, many moons ago, and I was feeling, like, oh, I need to do it because other people were doing it at the time. And so I signed up for this thing, and I had a passion for it. I really didn't want to do it because I was a diehard entrepreneur, with other things. And it would have been like 20 something years now had I chosen to go that route. But at that time, I had to be true to thine own self, be true. At that time, I had to be true to myself. It was not what I wanted to do. Best word in any language. Why? Yeah. It's not what I wanted to do, but everybody else was doing it. And then I would bump into people who were just miserable at this thing. And I'll probably do a whole live about it. I think I will. And it was just not in my heart. So I didn't feel anyway. And this is it, guys. Thank you for coming here. Double tap the screen because, there's some gems that I'm dropping here. I can't stay much longer. And that's when people jump off when I say, I'm about to close, so I'm going to jump up. But I want you to hear this and come back to this. I think it's going to be, I'm hoping that I can make a video because sometimes there's a lag in when I do my lives. But I think it's going to be one of my most important talks about, the things that we're choosing, and we're going to have to choose that from our hearts. Our children will tell us, right? Many of you might have experienced, this is what I want to do. And we're telling them, no, go do this. I know, I'm Caribbean. You're going to be a lawyer. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be an engineer. You're going to be an accountant. You're going to be a nurse. You're going to be a teacher. Don't nobody want you to hear you talking about being an actress or nothing like that. Act what? Act who? All my Caribbean people, they'll be like, act what? Act who? Do what? It's true. But look at Sharon Lee Ralph, right? Jamaican girl. I thought she was born here or there, but very Jamaican because her mom lived, they have a house in Jamaica, all of that stuff. So she came out Dream Girls and did really, really well. So somebody helped to nurture her dreams. And so many of us will think about, what if somebody had the money, to nurture the dreams that I had? But then we'll say life steps in the way, and then, I'm not able to go after the thing. But it comes a time when you need to make a decision and revisit that thing. And you are going to feel uncomfortable in the newness of it. You will feel uncomfortable. You will feel like a novice. You will feel like, have I passed my time? This is not for me. But guess what? The law of reciprocity. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. And so it's you making powerful decisions and choices because you're choosing to say, you know what? Whether I done it then or now I'm more prepared because now I can see the connection. Now it all makes sense. Now it makes sense. The dots are connecting the dots. So guys, yeah, quitting will cause chaos. And some people will say that it's failure, but it was shared earlier that it is data, valuable data, not just for you, but for the people in your life, for the people that you're called to touch, for the people that will experience you showing up again and again and again. And it makes life more interesting. I want life to be interesting for me, not to be so boring and doing the same old, doing something different, it adds that little extra oomph. Look at here. All right, everybody. I got to go. But thank you all for listening. It's been good. Great. Thank you so much. Until next time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. Come back and listen again. Until next time.